What's up, my babies? This is your host, Dr. Jazzy, and you are watching Big TV. What? Well, today on the show, we're going to be talking about fear. It's where the haters are grown. Now, haters are born to four purposes, four causations, four MOs, so to speak. It's either an attitude of lack, it's low self confidence, a low self efficacy, or they just want to throw shade on you, baby. I'm also going to be discussing the causation and, of course, the cure. Now, let's talk about lack. Lack comes from you believing that there's not enough to go around. Meaning, like, if this person gets success, then you're not going to get it. If this woman gets a good man, you're not going to get one. If this man gets a good woman, you're not going to get one. That's an attitude of lack. It's the same attitude that makes people hoard Jordan shoes, like it gives them self worth. It's the same attitude of people who are, essentially, they feel like there's not enough to go around. Like they can't get their piece of the pie in the sky if you get yours, so to speak. Now, self doubt. Self doubt is born of not feeling like you're good enough, not feeling like you're worthy enough, not feeling like you can do anything, like you don't have any talents, any thoughts, or anything that are worth anything to anyone. Self doubt will make you look for negative things in other people because you don't want to feel so alone. Like, I watch Investigation Discovery, I watch True TV, I do not read Gossip or any of the magazines like The Rags, but we all want to feel like we are not alone in our suffering. So, self doubt. Next up, low self efficacy. A low self efficacy. Let me define self efficacy first. It's the way that you feel about yourself. It is your ego. It is the standing and impression that you've made upon yourself. Self efficacy means that it cannot be determined by other people. It is simply determined by what you choose to internalize. What can be impacted is what you choose to internalize, meaning how you're raised, etc., can determine on what you choose to internalize. For instance, if you're a woman and you believe that the only value you have is between your thighs and not in your mind, then your self efficacy resides down below. If you're a person who believes that your intellect is a superior function, it reigns above. So that is your self efficacy. The way that you view yourself in relation to those around you, relation to those things around you. And finally, the shade throwers. The shade throwers. These are the people who simply want to look good in comparison. It's like the skinny, pretty girl who's got nothing but big friends who aren't as pretty to make her look even prettier. It's like they already have something good, but they want to make what they have look better by making what you have look bad because then, relative or in comparative analysis, they're going to come out on top. So, we have lack, self doubt, low self efficacy, and shade. Those are the four types of haters. Now, where are the fears born? Now, for those of you who are wondering why I keep looking over to my right, your left, it's because I'm looking at my notes on my brand new Samsung uh, Note Pro 12.2 inch. I love this damn thing. That's for another video though, but that's why I keep looking. So, they're born in childhood, media, relationships, culture, religion, and your locale. If you're a child, say you're part of the baby boomer generation, which was the biggest generation that we've had in history of age ranges. My mother and her mother were both baby boomers. It was a 40-year span almost of time that baby boomers were. So if you grew up with somebody who grew up during the Depression era and they didn't trust banks, so they kept their money under their mattress, and they had this fear of lack because they're afraid somebody's going to come and take it again, they pass that on to you. The lack mentality and things like that. Media. They want us to believe that Kim Kardashian is happy. They want us to believe that Miley Cyrus is a wreck and Lindsay Lohan has nothing good in her life. And, they focus on certain things. But we feel like if we don't have the same things going for ourselves, which I don't want none of the shit they got, then we're not living a full life. And that's not true. So we really have to be careful about the way that we visualize and the things that we internalize within ourselves, because it is very easy to get caught up in that self doubt or that low self efficacy if we're comparing ourselves to them. It's like your grass not growing as fast as you want it to in your front yard, and then you compare it to the sod or the astroturf that your neighbor has put down. Your shit ain't gonna never look that good because it's natural. You dig what I'm saying? Relationships that we have do develop us, because we people assume when you get to 18 or 21 that you're done growing up. We grow up until the day that we die. Every relationship that we build, familial, romantic, friend, work, professional, helps to develop a part of who we are. And if you feel like there's something lacking in your life, many people will go and look for that lack in other people's life. So that's that low self efficacy again. That's the feeling of lack. It's them throwing shade so that they can feel better about themselves. That's just what a lot of people do. And then we have culture. Cultural differences are very important, because what's important in one culture is not necessarily important in another culture. Like in many cultures in Africa, big women are considered to be a sign of bounty and beautiful. In America, we're getting to that point. However, we're still looked at as, oh, she's lazy. I can tell y'all to go fuck yourselves. But I'm not that kind of person, because we're catching up. But it's again that want to throw shade, low self-efficacy, self-doubt, lack. If I have a good man, that does nothing to you. Go get your own. I'm just saying. Your religion. Your religion plays a big part. I watch TYT and Secular Talk and Kev on Stage, which is a wide spectrum of thoughts and all that good stuff, and atheism all the way up to staunch Christianity. And what I find is that your religion, lack thereof, or your stance on religion really does impact who you are, because your value or your moral compass is tweaked by the premise of your morality. And if my morality is based on the good work that I do, then I'm going to do good work. But I even know people who become haters in that, and they want to be the one who gives the most. They want to drive the best car, they want to give the most to the auxiliary, and yada yada yada. Anything can be a festering ground for that thought framework. And your locale, which doesn't necessarily indicate culture. In America, we have a lot of subcultures, just like in any country. Like where you have radical Muslims, you have, moderate Muslims, you have radical Christians, you have moderate Christians, you have atheists who want to kill Christianity, and you have atheists who are like, live free, bro. You do you, I do me, whatever. You have skateboarders, you have people who play piano, you have violinists, you have these people who are part of these little subcultures. And your locale greatly impacts your subculture. Like, I like to surf. I can surf. I like to rollerblade and ride skateboards and bike and travel and cook and read. And a lot of that comes because I'm from California. So I kind of take that with me, and I've incorporated some Texas stuff. When I lived in Georgia, I incorporated some Georgia things. When I lived in Virginia, I incorporated some Virginian things. So I grow and evolve. But what I have found that across all cultures is that people have a tendency to want what you have, or if they're going through something, they want you to go through it with them. That is a constant that I've seen across all cultures. And so let's talk about the cure. You have to grow your own self-efficacy. You have to move past your mentality of lack, and you have to discover you and your purpose. If you don't know you, you will never know your purpose. I believe that every person on this earth was born with a purpose. And if you start focusing on your purpose, if you get into your niche mind frame and you do your best and you give what you have and you grow yourself, it will not matter what anybody else has, because you are going to be focused on you. Meaning, what can I do in order to make the world better? What can I do to make me a happier person? And people say, oh, that's selfish. No, it's not. If you're not a happy person, how in the hell are you going to give anything positive to this world? You won't. Because if you're not happy, you have no happiness to give. If you're not joyful, you have no joy to give. So the main purpose is for you to pass along your joy and for you to pass along your happiness and to help your children or those around you to be better than you are. That is the perfect legacy for anybody to live. So, what you gotta do? I'm just saying, you know. But, there is a poem that I want to read that goes with today's topic. Yeah. It is by Langston Hughes and it's called A Dream Deferred. What happens to a dream deferred? Does it dry up like a raisin in the sun or fester like a sore and then run? Does it stink like rotten meat or crust over and sugar over like a syrupy sweet? Maybe it just sags like a heavy load. Or does it explode? Those explosions, the crusting over, the rancid meat, all comes from dreams deferred and dreams denied. And when you deny your dream, you're denying yourself happiness. And guess what's born? A hater. So, check yourself before you wreck yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself. Now, like it, love it, subscribe, share it. Because wherever you device you own, it's somewhere. Go.